Hi, my urban chalkers. I wanted to drop in real quick. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what you should experience with your new sample kit or items that you've ordered. Because once you have them in your hand, what do? Easy stuff. On the back side of all of your transfers, there should be instructions. But I'm going to go over them just real quick with you. So the first thing you want to do before you do anything at all is mark the back side of your transfer. You can mark it with an X, whatever you'd like to mark it with. This will differentiate between the front and the back side of the transfer. That's important. The reason that's important is because when you return that transfer to the paper, you want to put it on the correct side so that it peels off again for the next use. These are reusable and they are very sticky when they're new. So that's the first thing. Secondly, you would just peel it right from the backing. And then you'll place it on whatever project you'd like to do. Now, a couple things to think about. Have handy just a white towel or a white wipe and place your transfer sticky side down on that towel for the first use and then pull it off. It's called fuzzing. And what that will do is will create a little bit of take away a little bit of the stickiness so that you're not going to have a hard time peeling it off the surface of what you are working on. Okay, so that's enough about the transfers. You're going to apply the transfer and then you're going to start to apply the paste. But the first thing you're going to do is open your paste. When you open your paste, it's going to be a little thick, don't worry. You're going to just take a little stick or spoon or something. I use these little spatulas and you'll probably often get these from me. Just to stir it up and get it into that creamy consistency. Now, if your paste is a little drier or a little thicker than you like it, add a couple of drops of water, just little drops, and you want it to be about the consistency of yogurt. You don't want it too runny. Too runny would be a problem. It'll run and bleed on your transfer. Okay, now that you've got it on your project, your transfer, and now that you've stirred your paste, the next thing you're going to do, smooth your transfer out to get the air bubbles out. Easy, just push the air bubbles out of the transfer image. And then you're going to use your small squeegee and you're going to dip it in the paste and you're going to bring it right along the surface of your transfer, pushing the paste into all the open areas. Now, something you need to know about that would be a thicker layer of paste is going to be harder to work with. You're going to see some bleeding when you pick it up. So the thinner the layer, the better. That's a great thing to keep in mind. So once you've put it on, use your squeegee to scrape off the excess and put your paste back in your jar. You'll want to work quickly. This paste will dry fast, especially if you're using a thin layer. It's going to dry quickly. You don't want it to dry in the transfer on the project. You want to take that off, lift that up right away so that it doesn't come up with the transfer. Once you've used your chalk, make sure to return the top to your chalk because you don't want that to dry out either. So then now you just lift your transfer off the project and voila, it's done. The good thing about it, it does dry very quickly. And so when it is dry, you're ready to add either another layer or another color, another transfer, whatever the case may be. You got several options. Or you can use it as you've made it. Either way, it works perfectly. Then what you'll want to do is keep on your table handy a little shallow, it could be a baking dish, a foil pan, plastic dish, whatever you want to use. Put some water in it so that you can take the transfer off and immediately submerge it in water. That will keep the paste from drying too heavy into your transfer and make it easier for cleaning. When you've got the paste off the transfer, use a disinfectant wipe if you'd like to clean both sides of that transfer as it's drying. Now, a lot of times I will just put the transfer on this white cloth and let it dry on there, and then peel it off and wipe it down with the disinfectant wipe. The reason for that is that it helps keep that sticky clean and intact, and it won't destroy anything on your new transfers. So there you have it. Store these in a nice, cool, dry place. You don't want to have them in an excessive heat or excessive cold. So either put them in a box, put them in a baggie, or put them somewhere that you can store them. Store your transfers flat so that they do not wrinkle or get destroyed as well. Good luck. You know you can always message me at Urban Chalks. I'll be happy to run through this whole thing with you again and again and again. But feel free to watch it and re-watch it as often as you need. Thanks so much, Urban Chalkers. I am so glad you're here.